Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Just kidding. Anyways, hi guys. Today I stumbled upon a topic that I felt the need to talk about and just express my points of views, my boundaries, my opinions on this topic. And that topic is jealousy. To start off, I want to say that jealousy is a feeling, just as happiness is a feeling, sadness, anger, these are all feelings. And I think it is inevitable as humans for us not to go through these emotions. And it is completely valid if you feel any of these emotions at any given point in time. What is perhaps not healthy depends on how you react to these feelings. Learning to control your reaction to these feelings if they are unhealthy or toxic, as well as expressing to your partner or your significant other what your boundaries are, and learning what triggers you and why. Jealousy, I know, is completely natural. I don't think anybody should be shamed for feeling jealous at any given point in time. For me, I think when you stumble across a situation that makes you feel jealous, it is a great opportunity for you to communicate with your partner how you feel and why. And also, like I said, do some self-reflecting as to why you feel jealous, what makes you feel that way. For me, in my journey of relationships, I have learned to know what triggers me and what my boundaries are. And for me, in a relationship right away, I'm pretty clear about what my boundaries and expectations are in regards to certain things. That way there's no miscommunication as to what makes me feel uncomfortable, or what I am okay with and not okay with. And I think that's very important to discuss with your partner from the get. And hold somebody accountable for something that I never expressed to them about before. You know what I mean? Everybody has different boundaries. Some people are comfortable with some situations, some people are not. So it just really varies on the individual, and it's just about you advocating about what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And I think that's how jealousy comes into play, because if you are not clear about what your boundaries are, and then these situations occur, then, you know, shit happens. I am completely aware that we are human beings and that people are not blind. I think it's very unrealistic for someone to think that their partner is never going to find anybody else attractive besides the person that they're with, whether you're married or not married. It's just very unrealistic. There's always going to be somebody more beautiful than you, for whatever it is that you consider beautiful, like physical appearances. There's always gonna be somebody who's smarter, somebody who has a better job, somebody who has more money, somebody who has a bigger butt, all these things. And for me, I have done a pretty good job about not comparing myself to other people. I don't think it's healthy to constantly compare yourself to other people, because then you feel these emotions and feelings of inadequacy, and this is where jealousy comes into play, and all these like toxic feelings and thoughts come. I'm completely comfortable with sharing with my partner and vice versa, like, oh, I think so-and-so, you know, is very handsome, or so-and-so is very pretty, or so-and-so is, you know, very attractive. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me because I have come to, you know, accept that there's gonna be other people that your partner finds attractive. But what makes me more comfortable is if you're open to me about it and, you know, we discuss it. What I'm not okay with, which is where my boundaries come in, I'm not okay with you vocalizing that to that person in front of my face or when I'm not around. For me personally, I find it to be disrespectful for me. I do know of other couples that their significant other is completely okay with them saying it out loud in front of other people or to the person, like, you're fine as fuck, I want to fuck you. And that's okay if that's what works for them and if that's what, you know, they're comfortable with. The other situation where jealousy would come into play or a boundary would come into play is for me dancing. I'm completely okay with my partner dancing with somebody else if it's like salsa or something, just, you know, there's no pun intended, like, you know what I mean? What I am not comfortable though with is if my partner is to freak dance with somebody else. For me, freak dancing is not really dancing. That is somebody rubbing their ass all over your... Whenever I am in a situation where I feel triggered and my jealousy comes into play, I do not react in the moment, and there's reasons for that. I won't react right away in the moment because I don't want to act out of what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
Making irrational decisions.
I rather have these type of conversations with my partner in private, and express to them how I felt, or how one of their actions or somebody else's actions and how they responded to that made me feel, as opposed to reacting in the moment and like being in my feelings and like, you know, just getting out of character and looking a fool. Because honestly, like, I feel that when you react out of jealousy in public or in front of other people, you just end up looking like a fool, and that's my personal opinion. We live in a time where we have social media and we have access to all these beautiful people around the world and whatnot. It doesn't really bother me if my significant other like follows celebrities that they find attractive or whatnot. I think for me, crossing the line for me personally, or another boundary that I have, is if you're like constantly commenting like thirsty comments, or like, you know, always liking girls' butts with thongs on. If you are in a committed relationship to me, everybody can see that you're liking these pictures, and I feel like it kind of just sends a little message, indirect message. So out of respect for me, I would appreciate, like, go ahead, look, but don't make it obvious that you're fucking looking. Is in our nature sometimes when you are attracted to someone to like look or stare or double take and whatnot, and sometimes it happens and unconsciously, but for me it's just about respecting that your partner's there, and like, it's one thing to find someone attractive and it's another thing to like act on it, right? So this is where my boundaries come into play. Overall, I would say that I am not really a jealous person unless you give me a reason to be jealous, and I'm pretty clear about my boundaries from the get. So that is, in my opinion, that's not me being jealous, that's me being upset because I've explained to you what my boundaries are. And if you're purposely repeatedly crossing those boundaries, then I'm going to be upset. I don't consider that me being jealous, but that is my view on it. You can't control other people's behaviors, you can only control yourself. If you've ever been in a situation where somebody is hitting on you, or just being obvious about hitting on your partner or whatnot, we can't control those people. I can't control somebody coming up to me while I'm with somebody else and, you know, flirting or trying to get my attention, right? I can only control what I do. So for me, in these situations, I don't react right away. I just observe and analyze on how my partner reacts to the flirting. So I don't get jealous in the moment. I'm just analyzing you and observing. And if I find something that makes me uncomfortable on how you reacted or how you handled the situation, that's a conversation I would have in private afterwards, not in the moment. And I think that's where I kind of stand when it comes with jealousy. It's more about expressing my boundaries and what I'm okay and not okay with, or how something made me feel. Communication is key. If you were ever wondering if I am jealous, there is my friggin' answer.
What are some things that make you feel jealous in a relationship? Comment below.